Hey everyone, Schematist here, and I'm gonna do another quick tutorial on how to build an RPG town theme song. This project is super short. It was inspired by Sakuraba, particularly his work for Golden Sun and the Tales series, Tales of Symphonia, Tales of Vesperia, you name it. And I'm just gonna get right into it. I don't want to waste any time, and we're gonna start with the first instrument, which I used as the ground melody for the song, which is the harp. This pattern I only made one, and it repeats throughout the whole song with no variation, and usually it's not really good to do that, but in this case I wanted to make it as simple as possible. So let's see what that pattern sounds like. You see that? That same pattern is placed throughout the whole song. You can see that on top here. Harp. I just made one pattern that looked just like this, and I just kind of plopped it across and kept moving it across accordingly until it got all the way to the end. Now, like I said, this is not always the best thing to do, but in the case of making a simple, straightforward song, you can't go wrong. The main thing that you wanted to do after you have that ground melody is to start layering it with good drums and other instruments like pads and flutes and so on. But the next thing I did was add a subtle drum percussion. I didn't use anything crazy with the drums. Excuse me. I kept it really simple and short and straight to the point. I didn't use many kicks, many snares. Really subtle, really soft sounding instruments. So with the harp playing and the drums, it's gonna sound like this. Boom. So now the melody is ready to start, which I kind of highlighted that here. The main thing you're going to want there is you're going to want the lead instrument, which here is the pan flute. I'm going to turn that on. You're going to want a bass to drive the song in a nice direction and give it some life. And you're going to want either, a choir or a pad or some sort of atmospheric feeling. This town song is going to be a little sad. I thought of something more of a depressed town, maybe poor, maybe just completely in ruin. And I think Sakuraba did a really good job at that. So this bass line kind of helps drive that sad, somber feeling. It's really short, again, and it repeats pretty much throughout the whole song. Again, this pattern sounds like this. Really straightforward. But the main thing I would have to say that gives this song the edge is the pad or the choir, and then the main lead instrument. So now let's play the main melody, which kind of is the part that you want your listener to kind of hum or to be acquainted with. And let me play that now. Now the song is kind of shifting into a different direction, and it's kind of getting to the I called it here the closing, which is the part where it's gonna end nicely and tie right back into the loop. To do that, I wanted to make this next section here sound a little bit more even sadder than the first part. And to do that, let me highlight this and turn it on now. Is the horn pattern down here in green, and the bells here in green as well, in the darker sage green. These two instruments were just layered on top of what I already had. So the bass does not change, as you can see. It's the same bass pattern here and the same two bass patterns here. The only thing that I did change was a subtle change in the drums, a drum pattern 5 and 5, and then I went back to 4 and 4. The harp is still the same. You don't have to worry about the harps anymore, remember, because we just placed them throughout on top from the very beginning. So that's our ground melody. We can let that go. So the only big change was the addition of the horns and bells, with a swift change in the pads or choirs. It depends which you prefer. And I made that a lot more somber. And let me play that pattern now. Kind of straightforward, kind of simple, but then with all the other instrumentation going on at the same time, it really gives it that nice effect. And I'm going to play that last part for you now. I guess that bell was kind of like a synthier bell. I might switch that out later on. I'm not really too sure. But yeah, that's pretty much it on how to build a RPG song that's kind of an RPG town song that's pretty sad and kind of depressing. Hope this helped, and if it did, just let me know in the comments below and drop me a message anytime. I'm quick to respond, and I'm always looking to help people interested in game audio. Take care.